to be caught. Here I come now, let's play hide and seek. Riding on the playground, no one dares to make a sound. Round and round and round and round, no one wants to be first found.
Forced by other teens to guzzle vodka, be tied to a chair, and then have unspeakable things done to him after he passed out. What some are calling hazing, others say is simply torture.
Justice! Justice! There is outrage today as a teenager fights for his life in the hospital after a savage hazing. The young man was dropped off at the hospital by some teenagers he had been hanging out with. He was barely breathing. His blood alcohol level 5 times the legal limit. He was covered in spray paint and urine. They split before cops arrived to investigate. Police say this photo of 19-year-old Trent Learcamp was taken that night. It shows Trent passed out on an armchair, covered in paint and garbage. The teens behind him are making obscene gestures. And his family says it wasn't the first time those so-called friends had targeted Trent. This video was posted on social media a week earlier. It shows Trent being taunted by the teens. He sits in a lawn chair, taking the abuse, while being sprayed with a garden hose. Trent's father says his son returned again and again to hang out with the teens because he has no other friends.
They knew that what they were doing was wrong. Obviously, they're not children. Even children wouldn't do something like this. This is heinous. It's crazy.
Trent's plight has struck a chord with other families whose children have been victims of hazing. Danny Santulli was left severely handicapped after a frat party at the University of Missouri. That's Danny in the green blindfold with his fellow pledges. His family says he was told to finish an entire bottle of vodka in just a few hours. He suffered severe alcohol poisoning and was left unable to see, walk, or speak. His aunt, Chrissy Prelu, helps care for him.
This is getting to be such an epidemic, that these kids are not learning. They're not learning that what they're doing is so harmful to these children, and you can die.
Cops in Georgia say they're investigating what happened to Trent.
If a picture could say 1,000 words, then the 1,000 words that picture would say was, that's a horrible incident that occurred.
Oh, that is much, much worse than just horrible. Why aren't these kids, young adults, learning? What blockage in their heads, in their brains, is not getting through? I mean, what is it? Is there just no feeling anymore? Like, are they numb? Because, I mean, what would happen if it was switched? Like it was happening to them. Do they ever even think that? I know there's a lot of people out there who would be just totally mad that I say this, but I really do believe that the video games have desensitized a lot of them. I'm not saying all of them. And I'm not saying that, there's good things that come with that too, but man, they have to be like monitored, so many hours and, that kind of thing, because I have seen what it does to kids. My nephew actually won. He was oh my God, what a gamer. It hurt him. It hurt him because he would sit for so long and then he wouldn't drink water and the back of his leg. It's dangerous for you to play video games that long. It really is. I've seen some pretty bad things go on with their bodies after, they've been up for hours playing those games. But it's just the mental thing. You think about it, and you have Grand Theft Auto, and they go out killing people. put them in the trunk, and the game's over. You got more people to shoot. It's just everybody comes back to life. Well, it's not in reality. It's not how it works in the real world. And it's like people. It feels to me like people are committing these things so much easier, and they're not even giving it a thought. And then the feelings afterwards. I mean, there's no remorse. There's no remorse. It's like they don't feel. And that is really, really scary. Really scary. Because you know what's really scary about that? Is that right now we're training AI right now by our phones and by Facebook, like all those little tests that you do on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. That trains AI. And that's why they have those. That's why they have those on there. It's not for your fun. It's for their training purposes. And I feel that in a scenario like this, like if there was an AI involved, in it, that AI would have more empathy and feeling and the sorrow and the hurt and stuff, all those things you feel inside, or something like that. I mean, shit, I don't even know. I've never done anything even remotely similar to that. Not even close. And AI would have more emotion. That's what's so crazy about this. I mean, you look at those kids back at the university, and literally the next day. I mean, there's some pictures that are popping up from the next day and the next day after that, and there's nothing wrong with them. They didn't need any counseling. Didn't look like to me. Unless they're just that good of actors. But I don't think so. I think like it's almost like an eye for an eye, tit for tat. It's almost like, well, on that sacrifice level, there's that mentality. That is like, you can't get ahead. Okay, say like there's a cat that has a litter of kittens, and one of them is a little bit slower than the rest, and she had 6 kittens, and she only has 5 nipples, right? And she basically, in order for her other ones to survive, she's got to take out the weak. And I'm not saying that the kids that have been, that been unalived, I'm not saying that they're weak. But there's maybe too many for that group, too many, 3 is a crowd type thing in their group. But actually much more than 3. That kind of thing, like, I don't know. I just don't understand how anybody could, like, just watching that, what they were doing to that kid, spray painting him. Holy God. That had to be, I mean, I'm like just smelling like rattle can paint. Oh my gosh, I'll be stuffed up forever. I mean, it gives me instant headache. I can't imagine what it would do to your skin, how it would seep onto your skin. No. I mean, what? And then why would they want to do that to him? I don't understand that part. Why? What is so fun about that? What are they going to get out of that? They're not learning anything from it, are they? They're not, it's not benefiting them in any way. Unless it is benefiting them just because they like it. I mean, how awful is that? I mean, they actually pick on these kids until these kids sometimes will actually take their own lives. And those kids turn around and say, well, it was their fault. They didn't have to do that, or they didn't have to do that. Oh my God. There's no, they don't take responsibility for anything they do. And I don't know if it's the I don't know if it's the parents these days or not. Maybe they lack emotion as well, so they're not teaching their kids that. Geez, I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is nuts. This one did happen about a year ago, so it wasn't just not a recent one. But I've got another one coming up that is just, oh my God. This one, these kids that did this to this one guy, well, to 3 of them actually. Only 2 survived. They all went to the hospital that night, but 2 of them didn't go till later after the first one went. And it's the things that they have these, oh my God, seriously, I don't know, there's no way, first of all, there's no way I'd ever want to get in any place that bad to do what those kids did and suffered from for like 2 days. Literally 2 full days they did this to these kids. These pledges. And where are the adults? Where are the adults to say, no, that's not nice. That is not nice. That is criminal. Don't you do that. They don't, nobody around to do that. No one around to take control. And they don't get punished for it. I mean, there's that part of it that makes it just even, ugh. Man. I hope us doing this and keeping this out and about and here for people to see and to read and to understand and know that this truly does freaking happen. I mean, for all you know, it could be part of what happened here. I do think that part of it was hazing. And they can haze all the way up until, they can haze all the way up until a senior. They can haze whenever they want. Now, I'm trying to think of the word, what's it called? The pledge master or something like that? I need to find out who the pledge master was during that time. That's my mission here tonight. Oh, Lordy. All right, you guys. I'm starting to yawn, so I better lay my butt down. It's 1:20, so I love you guys. I just hope that just us, at least, when I pop out these videos periodically like this, I hope to God that people are talking about it and becoming maybe to their kids, please talk to your kids about it. Like what's right and what's wrong. That's all wrong. All of that is wrong. And I don't know how you can get it across to the kids. I don't know how you can do that, but it used to be able to be done. In my opinion, kids are a lot different these days, there's the good ones and there's the bad ones and there's the medium ones in the middle. There's all walks, but it just feels like nowadays there's such a lack of emotion and just feeling like they don't quite get it, and they need to get it. They need to get it. All right, I will talk to you guys later. I gotta go check out my comments. In fact, actually, I gotta go. I just got sent a new paper about rentals too, so I need to go look at that real quick. Oh yeah, I really need to do that. All right, thanks you guys. Thanks for your support. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. Okay, bye bye.